It's time for Bombing Run.
Run, yeah, look at that. It's even highlighted on me tonight. Welcome everyone to Bombing Run. I'm your host, General A.A. Ron, and we have a great show tonight. We have 3 amazing comics competing to see who's going to be on my Saturday show. They're actually going to be crowned Joker Ace. That's how you win. First place is Joker Ace, and you get second and third. I want everyone to please thank my judge, who I had to fly in tonight. Please thank Judge Mint for being here, everybody. Thank you, Judge Mint. Judge Mint.
I like that.
Mint. You know, that judge kind of smelled fresh. I don't know what to say about that. I really don't. The game is a real simple game. We're going to have every comic do 5-minute sets, and then Judge Mint is going to decide who's first, second, and third. And so we're going to start with the first comic, and I know someone had a time element, but now he doesn't. So now it's all up. I think I'm just going to let him wait at this point. All right, let's see. First up to the mic is... I'm going to mess with him. PJ King, everybody.
Oh, there you go. All right. Let's give it up for the host one more time. Like, did anybody give noise for the host? Can anybody let's give a round of applause? And I have that because a round of applause for the host feels just as good as a round of applause meant for me. I'm totally cool with that. I don't know if you can tell by my face, but I have what's called Bell's palsy, and what it gives you stroke face, but none of the brain damage, none of the scary stuff. It's basically just like diet stroke. All that stroke flavor without this, minus the sympathy, the street cred, the super convenient parking spots of like an ice cold regular stroke. But if you watch me, it's not stroke zero. I mean, it's diet stroke. Just pucks up your face a bit. Diet stroke. That's a little bit about me. Let's move on from my favorite topic, and let's talk about marriage. I've been married for a while, and I have some thoughts on marriage. Marriage is like a sport where like everyone's on the same team, right? But also on the opposite team at the same time. Like here's an example. Everything, all the money that I made gets shared with her. Just like all the money she makes gets actually no, it's a horrible example. But protection is important in a marriage, even when you're with someone you think you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So we always use protection, and by that, of course, I mean we keep an arsenal by the bed at night when we sleep. And robbers, they could rob your house. So that's exactly what I tell her. Robbers. The truth is that I keep an arsenal next to my side of the bed because she's a crazy redhead and I'm really good at pushing people's buttons. So I'm divorced. Anyway, shocker, right? Being divorced at my age makes you look in the mirror and just think the worst. Like I even look at myself and go, ugh, I don't even want to touch that. Where has it been? You know what I mean? Like I kind of you just realize you have nothing to offer the opposite sex. And then you realize you have nothing to offer the same sex either. Like apparently they're even pickier. And if you're picky, oof, I am not your type. But so I've been trying to meet people, and I'm gonna which is been not depressing at all, because I'm in a group chat with a German girl, Scottish guy, and like a daily reminder that every other country speaks better English than America. So but one of the positives of being a single comic is you get to meet a lot of female comics, and then you get to hear about all the musicians they're trying to smash. All right, I'll end on this. People like to tell you that numbers don't lie, like the math people, the people writing on the whiteboards, like the hieroglyphics there, I don't know, Snapple's facts, whatever they're writing, they'll be like, numbers don't lie. Well, numbers are deceiving. If you are like $80 short on rent, 80 is a big number. But if you think of dollars, instead of dollars, you think of calories. 80 is like half a bite of a Big Mac. Like, I bet everyone watching right now is like 5 Big Macs away from paying off like their car, their credit card, their student loans. And if anybody wants to throw like a Big Mac in the tip jar on my Venmo, I'm totally cool with that. And because I'm a comic, we don't really get paid much, and I mean an actual Big Mac, because I'm fucking starving. Have a good night, people.
Let's give a big round of applause to PJ King, everybody. And where can we find you, PJ? On social media?
At the real PJ King everywhere. Like at the real PJ King, Twitter, Instagram, PJ King on Facebook.
Sweet. So go find the real PJ King, and obviously he's on the
Stop
market.
saying King.
King? King.
Your accent.
Hey, no one knows how to say my name, so don't expect me to say your name. Okay?
I just wanted to yell that.
I am the general here. I'm demoting you. You're a private now. That's how it goes. So that was an amazing set, PJ. I am not single. I am married. So hats off to you for being out on the market again. Good luck to you. It was scary for me. Yeah, very scary for me. I actually talked to somebody on OkCupid. It sounded great. She says, I'm a little hard of hearing. We met at Panera Bread, and I repeated myself 4 times because she could actually not hear anything at all. Worst hour and a half of my life. Oh, so with that being said, let's get to our next comic, shall we? Judgment says they're ready to go. So let's go to Vicky Plummer, everybody. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. So the very first thought I had when my parents told me they were getting a divorce was, great. Now we can't be on Family Feud. I mean, not that we were planning on being Family Feud. It's just that we had 5 people, my older brother, my younger sister, my mom, my dad, me. It was 5. So it was perfect. But now we were never going to be able to do that crazy, frozen pose. And then they'd go, the Plummer family. Bum, 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 bum. I just always wanted to be on a game show. Anyway, maybe one day I'll be able to be on it. And we were in a Family Feud, so that's why we were getting a divorce. So, and I was an imaginative kid growing up, and so all I heard all the time was, Vicky, be quiet. Vicky, stop dancing around and eat your Cheerios. And we were the kind of family that didn't communicate, and it was really hard growing up in that kind of family. They just didn't want everybody to know our family secrets. Like, what kind of secrets did we have? So my grandmother, she is 112. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I didn't even know she was still alive until 3 years ago. Yeah. I guess that's one of the family secrets, right? I found out on the Today Show.
Whoa.
You know that thing? Yeah, you know that thing where they go like, Smuckers wants to celebrate. Yeah, I found out when I was brushing my teeth and I heard her name. I was like, oh my God, that's my grandmother. Yeah. It's crazy because the last time I saw her, I was 10 years old. And she used to say like these little things that sounded like fortune cookies. Like she was like, Vickie, don't ever tell a lie. A lie is like toothpaste. Once it's out of the tube, it creates a big old sticky mess and you can't put it back in. I was like, okay, Grandma. I mean, I'm 10. What am I going to do with that? And then I was looking at her and I'm like, Grammy, you wear dentures. You don't even use toothpaste. You're lying to me now, old lady. She really is 112. She's kind of famous, sort of, in the pandemic right now in Massachusetts. So she survived 2 pandemics. She was 10 in the first one. And it took me a really long time to figure out that math. I had to sound out that math problem. That's how bad at math I am. So, yeah. So my Uncle David, speaking of my non-communicative family, he's 84 and he's one of these guys that will like argue and he always wants to be like the last person to get the word in. He says things like, Vickie, let me tell you why Hillary's emails are still important. Ugh, it drives me crazy. Yeah, so he said to me the other day, I think I want to come out of retirement and do something else. And I was like, well, what do you want to do? And he's like, I think I want to be a hostage negotiator. I was like, really? Can you imagine a guy that wants to argue all the time and be right as the hostage negotiator? And so I see the light. So I'm thinking this is probably what it would be like. Hey, no, man, you don't want a helicopter. You got a hostage. You don't want a helicopter. They're really loud. They kick up a lot of dirt. I was in Nam. Trust me. You don't want that. You can't hear yourself think. Speaking of Vietnam, way back when, before Kennedy was in office, excuse me, mister. Hi, this is the hostage. You got to stop talking or I'm going to take this guy's gun and blow my own head off. Actually thinking about it, he might be really good at the job because I think they'd all end like that. People would do that. Wow. All right, so that's all I got for you guys tonight. A little glimpse inside my family. So thank you very much.
Let's give a big round of applause to Vickie Plummer, everybody. And where can we find you on social media, Vickie?
Oh, I have like this fabulous little thing called the Vicky Plummer Comedian. Like if you don't know, I'm comedian, right? Oh, okay. So that's on Instagram. And then my Facebook is just Vicky Plummer. So
cool. So that you don't get that call in 24 hours a day. Hey, my sewer line backed up and no one makes that phone call to you.
Oh my God. People have been doing that since I was a kid. They're like, oh, do you fix toilets?
Ooh,
funny.
Yeah, the old joke.
No. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I did not go into that business. Thank God.
That's actually a good business not to get into because plumbing, plumbers always, they don't chew their fingernails and they're always dealing with things that flow downhill. So you're good with being a comedian. You're awesome stuff there, Vickie.
Although if I lived in Texas last week, I think I probably would have made a lot of money.
Yeah, you've probably been 6 figures. You could have retired by now.
That's right. That's right.
You're going to have to work as a comedian for the rest of your life to get up to even 6 figures. So
that's true. That's true.
We might get you there. You never know. Someone might see this show and I might not go blurry. That's the fun of this show. There's people that watch this. I don't know who, but there's people that have actually been in the business for 30 years and watch this show. So you never know who's going to see this.
You never know.
So you never know. Let's think about this. All right, Judge Mint. Oh, refreshing. Just said they're done judging the last comic. So we're going to go up to our last comedian for the night. You know what? I really don't know how to say your last name, so let me butcher it to death or just say your first name. Please welcome to the stage, Imre, everybody. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Please give it up for my openers, PJ and Vicky. So my name is Emery, and I'm super excited to be here because I always wanted to be on a show that is military themed. Because guess what? I am a veteran, which means that I eat the pussy the same way that sometimes I found my troops on the bottom of the trench, face down, which tells you immediately two things about me: that I like the pussy, and I always cared about my troops. Now, I'm from a long line of military men. I was in the army, my brother was in the army, my dad was in the army, my grandpa was in the army, and his dad was in the army. Of course, it's much easier to do this when your country forces you to serve. Not like in the US. Now, I was actually a sergeant at an age of 19. So when I met once these American soldiers, they asked me, "Wow, what did you do that you became a sergeant at such an early age? Did you do a heroic act?" And I said, "Well, yes, I saved my captain's life once because he almost fell out of the helicopter." And they were like, "Oh, wow, was he that eager to see action?" I was like, "No, he was just that drunk because he couldn't get any action."
Oh.
So now I wasn't a particularly good soldier. Like one time we had this exercise when me and my troops, we had to throw a grenade out of a dugout, and I accidentally dropped the grenade. And my troops immediately started making fun of me and called me Butterfingers for about 3 seconds, and then poof, everything went red. But who is laughing now? I still got all my fingers. So I'm from a country that actually used to be communist. And what a lot of people don't know about communism is that the government is constantly trying to steal things from the West, but at the same time push their own communist agendas through. Like when I was younger, we had this very famous singer named Lenin Kravitz. And there was a boy band my mom really liked, the New Comrades on the Block.
Oh.
Now, my ultimate favorite superhero was the Iron Curtain Man. Because he was an amazing factory worker during the day, and during the night, he was an even more amazing factory worker. Now, I was a young teenager when the Russians left my country. And, I don't have any bad memories. I just remember that when they were leaving, they were selling everything very cheap. And they were also very funny. Like you could get an AK-47, some bullets, and a human skull for a pack of cigarettes. Yeah, there was no like background checks or parental control to get an AK-47. It was almost like Texas. And and they were also very funny. I remember as the soldier, because the skull had a number 7 engraved on its temple. And I was like, what is the number 7 for? And the soldier was really hilarious. He said, "You are number 8. It always makes me laugh, Now, I'm from a family that was especially poor. We were so poor that we had to rename our children's games just to make us children feel better. Like when we were inside, we played games like The Dirt is Lava or The Hot Imaginary Potato. Now, outside, we played one of the most boring games ever invented, Rock, Rock, Rock. Because my family never had money for paper or scissors. But we also played one of my favorite games outside, which was called The Dead Dog in the Middle. Which you guys call soccer, I guess. All right, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Currently, I live in Florida, and this dude was arrested in Tampa a couple of weeks ago because he was repeatedly jumping on turtles. And I know animal cruelty is not funny, but his name was Mario.
No.
Guys, my name was Emery.
Let's give a big round of applause to Imre, everybody. And where can we find you on social media, Imre?
You guys can find me pretty much. I am stand up everywhere online.
I am stand up everywhere.
Yes.
Wow,
I am
that's
stand up everywhere.
that's pretty much. I think everybody Googles that when they go to be a comedian, so they just find you and go, "Well, that's the end of my career."
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you so much. And now I'm waiting for judgment to give me their ruling. I mean, that was so cool. I thought I grew up poor. We had to share the same sweater, us 3 kids. We had to share the same sweater at the same time.
Nice.
You know what? I got stuck there for 2 weeks, and the 2 little bastards on either side of me wouldn't feed me. I couldn't get to the armholes. I was. All right. So, judgment has made a ruling. Let's see. And Joker Ace for tonight is Vicky Plummer, everybody. Woo! Woo! Yeah! All right. You knocked it out of the park. You are going to be on this Justin News Comedy Club. We'll talk after the show, and we'll get you lined up on that. Thank you so much for being playing. Second place is Imre.
Thank you.
Oh, look at that. Good job, Imre. That was great set. And in fact, I'm going to go down to Florida just to visit you.
Sounds good.
I'm leaving on the 27th, so I'll just find you. All right. So thank you so much for playing. And you can play again anytime. In fact, you're very funny. So just talk to me after the show, too. And third place, oh my gosh, it's PJ King, everybody. Oh, he has won before, but now tonight he ends up at third. But that's okay. You know what?
This is the first time I've ever come in third at anything. I'm so excited.
That's a good spirit. And that's what we're here for. We're all here to support each other and everything. And I want to thank once again, let's give a big round of applause to my judgment, everybody. Woo! Just like a stick of gum.
Great choice.
And this judge will give you feedback like nobody else, just like a stick of gum. Just how many? I don't know. Just a lot of feedback. And I want to thank someone that doesn't talk here, my co-host, Sergeant of Arms, everybody. Let's give that person a big make this show run so smoothly. It's so awesome. Thank you so much, Sergeant at Arms. Well, that was the show for tonight, guys. I am going on vacation, but I will be back to run Bombing Run next week. Yeah, I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm only taking a 4-day vacation to Florida, and then I'm coming back to do this. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I think I know why I'm coming back to do this. So much fun to visit the in-laws in Florida, right?
Oh.
But that's it. And so next Friday at 8 o'clock is another Bombing Run. So good night, everybody. This has been an oddly funny production.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you
Good
so
night.
much. This was really
Great
fun.
job, everyone.
Thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
being here.
This has been an oddly funny production